Start. MTC. Day 08, Number 1. Nothing is trash by nature. Anthropologist Mary Douglas brings back and analyzes the common saying that dirt is matter out of place. Mary Douglas. Dirt is relative, she emphasizes. Shoes are not dirty in themselves, but it is dirty to place them on the dining table. Food is not dirty in itself, but it is dirty to leave pots and pans in the bedroom, or food all over clothing. Similarly, bathroom items in the living room, clothing lying on chairs, outdoor things placed indoors, upstairs things downstairs, and so on. Sorting the dirty from the clean, removing the shoes from the table, putting the dirty clothing in the washing machine involves systematic ordering and classifying. Eliminating dirt is thus a positive process. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 08, Number 2. One big difference between science and stage magic is that while magicians hide their mistakes from the audience, in science you make your mistakes in public. You show them off so that everybody can learn from them. This way, you get the advantage of everybody else's experience, and not just your own idiosyncratic path through the space of mistakes. This, by the way, is another reason why we humans are so much smarter than every other species. It is not that our brains are bigger or more powerful, or even that we have the ability to reflect on our own past errors, but that we share the benefits that our individual brains have earned from their individual histories of trial and error. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 08, Number 3. The last 2 decades of research on the science of learning have shown conclusively that we remember things better, and longer, if we discover them ourselves rather than being told them. 20. This is the teaching method practiced by physics professor Eric Mazur. Eric Mazur. He doesn't lecture in his classes at Harvard. Instead, he asks students difficult questions, based on their homework reading, that require them to pull together sources of information to solve a problem. Mazur doesn't give them the answer. Instead, he asks the students to break off into small groups and discuss the problem among themselves. Mazur. Eventually, nearly everyone in the class gets the answer right, and the concepts stick with them because they had to find their own way to the answer. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 08, Number 4. In a study, a researcher pretending to be a volunteer surveyed a California neighborhood, asking residents if they would allow a large sign reading "Drive carefully" to be displayed on their front lawns. To help them understand what it would look like, the volunteer showed his participants a picture of the large sign blocking the view of a beautiful house. Naturally, most people refused, but in one particular group, an incredible 76% actually approved. 76. The reason that they agreed was this. 2 weeks earlier, these residents had been asked by another volunteer to make a small commitment to display a tiny sign that read "Be a safe driver" in their windows. 2. Since it was such a small and simple request, nearly all of them agreed. The astonishing result was that the initial small commitment deeply influenced their willingness to accept the much larger request 2 weeks later. 2. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 08, Number 5. Nancy Lowry and David Johnson conducted an experiment to study a teaching environment where 5th and 6th graders were assigned to interact on a topic. Nancy Lowry, David Johnson 5-6. With one group, the discussion was led in a way that built an agreement. With the second group, the discussion was designed to produce disagreements about the right answer. Students who easily reached an agreement were less interested in the topic, studied less, and were less likely to visit the library to get additional information. The most noticeable difference, though, was revealed when teachers showed a special film about the discussion topic during lunchtime. Only 18% of the agreement group missed lunchtime to see the film, but 45% of the students from the disagreement group stayed for the film. 1845. The thirst to fill a knowledge gap to find out who was right within the group can be more powerful than the thirst for slides and jungle gyms. According to the experiment above, students' interest in a topic increases when they are encouraged to differ. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 08, Number 6. An economic theory of Say's law holds that everything that's made will get sold. Say. The money from anything that's produced is used to buy something else. There can never be a situation in which a firm finds that it can't sell its goods and so has to dismiss workers and close its factories. Therefore, recessions and unemployment are impossible. Picture the level of spending like the level of water in a bath. Say's law applies because people use all their earnings to buy things. Say. But what happens if people don't spend all their money, saving some of it instead? Savings are a leakage of spending from the economy. You're probably imagining the water level now falling, so there's less spending in the economy. That would mean firms producing less and dismissing some of their workers. Day 09. MTC. Good job.